Welcome back to Diamond Paint and Podcast with me. This is part of the Irresistible You podcast, and this is a series where I am just, it's a cozy, chill vibe. Like, we are just chit-chatting, we are kicking it, we are talking about all the things going on in life while we diamond paint. So I'm going to be diamond painting. Get out your diamond painting if you want to. If you're not a diamond painter, this episode is still for you because I just talk about the in-between things of life, right? In between the podcast episodes, what's going on in my life, funny things I've seen or heard. And while doing that, we're just sitting here diamond painting. So today, or last week was the first episode that I did, and I showed you where I was doing my kitting up for the Dreamcatcher painting that I'm working on. And this is my kit right here. So if you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you do go over to YouTube and subscribe. That way you can actually see the episodes as well. And this is what she looks like. So I did start working on it. It was so funny because last week when I recorded the episode, I think I recorded on Tuesday. I published it like Thursday or Friday. And then I said on my podcast I was going to work on it that night, meaning Tuesday night. And I did not start working on this girl until Friday night. Life be lifing. But look at what she looks like. It's so beautiful. It's this dreamy dream catcher with like shades of pastels, purples, pinks, turquoise. And then the canvas itself, it's really hard to pick up on camera, but the canvas itself, it kind of looks like the color purple on my walls here in my office. And it has a glittery, pretty sheen to it. So I will definitely be framing this and hanging it in my little podcast studio / office here. But we are going to go ahead and get started. So I've been working on it feather by feather. That's how I've been sectioning this thing off. And so for today's episode, if you're looking on the camera, I'm going to do this little feather right here. It looks like it's nothing at all, but it's actually quite time consuming. And I love the special drills on here, the big diamonds. It's so pretty. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to do a little more up close today so you can see what I'm working on. And we're just going to sit here and chit chat, and it's going to be a cozy, chill vibe. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. All right, so I'm going to get started on this. I really need to, it's on my like to-do list to invest in a new like setup for my office with my computer and my camera and everything like that, especially doing these diamond painting videos where I would like to be able to do more of like a close-up of what I'm working on. And so just the current system that I have is just not working for that. So I'm doing a 19. So this painting has a ton of confetti, and confetti is just when you have a lot of different colors close together. So instead of like just doing like row after row of the same color, you're having to constantly switch, but that's okay. I like confetti. I think it keeps it fun and engaging. So anyway, I wanted to make sure you guys knew about the podcast that I published this week. It's all about how much your life could change in 6 months with consistency. And just thinking about the fact that, you know, there are 6 months left in the year. And in those 6 months, like literally everything could change in your life if you just stayed consistent and committed to yourself. And so if you haven't, go ahead and listen to that. It's one of those tough love ranty episodes that I know so many of you like when I do those. So that's what it is. It just comes to me and I can't stop. It just comes out of my mouth. Let's see. So we're doing 16. I don't want to, I'm like looking at some of these upside down because of the way I have to put the mat. I'm going to turn my light board on. That helps a lot when you're working on these things so you can actually see. But yeah, I don't like this setup. So I am definitely going to be investing in, like, my computer is old, it's laggy, so I need a new camera as well. It's just not as clear as it should be for filming. So these are all things in the works that I'll be working on. But I had to tell y'all a story that happened the other night. So my daughter, who is 8, she does cheerleading. and we were at cheer practice. And after cheer practice, I guess they had told the girls, like, because I went inside to pick her up, they had told them, hey, there's leftover donuts from the event that was on Saturday. I guess, you can have one. I'm sure there was a caveat to ask your mom or dad as well. But they told them they could have one. Keep in mind, my daughter is type 1 diabetic, and she's having a donut, okay? Because we believe in children first, diabetes second. I am very much involved in the management of her diabetes. For those of you that know me, you know that. But dose for it, take your insulin. She's on an insulin pump, be fine. So I'm standing there, and did I get all, see this one, I already dumped the colors and I'm already done with them. So it's very, very much a small, crazy confetti area. So I'm going to dump these back in. So anyway, I'm standing there, and this one little girl, she grabs a donut, and right as she's grabbing the donut, her mom comes in, like right about the same time. And I am not exaggerating when I tell you her mother, I had never seen, I don't even know who these people are. They must be like new or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But when I tell you her mother lunged, and I mean like lunges across the lobby, no! And she's like freaking out because the kid is grabbing a donut. She snatches the donut, snatches it out of her hand, and goes into the restroom and throws it in the trash. And I am just standing there, like trying to pretend like I didn't even see what happened, trying to act like everything's normal. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just thought to myself, how absolutely unself-aware this woman is to have caused, number one, caused a scene. Number two, irreversible psychological damage to your child with the potential to like feed into eating disorders and such. And I'm just thinking, how incredibly unself-aware are you that you don't even realize what you're doing is causing more damage? You think you're saving your kid from getting fat. You think you're saving your kid from being unhealthy. And I'm just thinking, you are doing the opposite. You are going to absolutely have the opposite effect. And so I was telling my husband this story. He's like, well, did she start crying? And I'm like, oddly enough, because I looked at the little girl, and the first thought that crossed my mind is, this is a regular occurrence. It's a regular occurrence, because when I looked at the little girl, she was not crying. She was not upset. She was not like reeling or seething from it happening. Like, you could just tell this happens to her all the time. And there has to be a balance, not just with kids, because kids grow up to be adults that have issues with their eating and their weight, right? That's the whole thing we talk about over here on my podcast. And I just thought to myself, you're doing damage, and you're over here thinking you're better than everyone else because you don't want your kid to have a fucking donut. And it's like, one donut is not going to hurt them. It's not going to do anything wrong. Like, it just kills me when I see things like that. And when I see parents making comments about their child's weight or making comments about what they're eating. And it just shows me a lack of emotional growth and maturity on behalf of the adult. Like, you absolutely have no self-awareness yourself, and like what you're doing and saying to your child and how damaging it actually is. It shows me a person that has not done the deep work on themselves to break the cycle and the trauma. Like, that is trauma, and it creates eating disorders, like, full stop. And it just saddens me to see that, just not letting a kid be a kid, right? And then I thought to myself, am I being too judgy here? Like, what if she's celiac or she has a condition or something? And I'm like, you know what? Even if she does, the way that this was done was so disturbing. And I'm 43 years old, and it disturbed me. So I can only imagine what it's doing emotionally and mentally to the little child, right? And that's why I led into this saying, like, my kid has diabetes and I don't act like that. Like, and even if my daughter was like running high blood sugar. And so I always tell her, like, the answer, I'm never going to tell her she can't eat something because of diabetes, but sometimes the answer is not right now, right? Sometimes the answer might be, you know what, like your blood sugar is really high. I will go ahead and let you have that. But first we got to get your blood sugar into like a healthy, in range number, because if you eat something like that on top of a high blood sugar, you are then spending the rest of the day trying to get that blood sugar to come down, because it's like a fighting match with the insulin and the food. And then all of a sudden in the middle of the night, you run extremely low, because it's like there's like this after effect from giving a lot of insulin. That's just been my experience. I know everyone's different, but it's like, even in that case, you know, it was awful, because I can tell this isn't a one-time or a one-off occurrence. And that's really sad. So I was like, I got to share this with my podcast listeners, because I was just floored by that happening with Donut Mom. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I frequently will like peruse Reddit and just see like, what are people talking about, like certain topics and things like that. And I saw this post and I thought it was so funny. So this person is on a weight loss journey. And let me read it to you, because I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just like so you get the gist of it. They said I lost weight by gaslighting myself into thinking that hunger is fat dying. So he or she, I don't know. They said, when my stomach starts making angry demon noises at 2 a.m., it's not just the sound of fat cells. It's just the sound of fat cells getting evicted. Like, no, please, I have a family. Like, yeah, bro, you had a good run, but I'm the landlord now and the rent is overdue. So, I was just cracking up. I was like, that is so hilarious. Like, saying that it's the fat cells screaming that they're getting evicted from your body. Like, no, I'm not hungry. It's just fat cells screaming. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. How did someone even think of that? It's so funny. You see some crazy stuff over on Reddit. That is faux show. All right, this painting is so pretty. Like, I love these colors. And so when I first started diamond painting, it's only been like a month actually that I started doing this. But when I first started and I was looking for ones to paint, I was like, okay, I'm only going to find things, like I got to look for things that go with the decor. These are like the nuclear, like reactor sign symbols. It's killing me. So I was like, I'm only going to do ones that like match my house and go with my decor. And then I thought, no, that's boring. Like, not that my house is boring, but like my house isn't covered in rainbow colors and crystals and glitter. Maybe it should be, quite frankly. But my office, this is my space in here where, like, you know, my walls are purple. Everything is diamonds and crystals and glitter and just fun, girly stuff. Like, for those of you that can see on YouTube, I found this at the Dollar Tree. It's a pink, like it's an actual disco ball, a pink disco ball. I still haven't decided where I'm probably going to hang it somewhere in my background, but it's just right here for now on my little drawer until I find a home for it. But this is my space where I get to just, my phone is so annoying, where I get to just have and do whatever I want in here. And it's not that I couldn't do that in the rest of the house, but it's not that I think I would really want to do that. I don't know. But anyway, the reason for that, this was number 12. Okay. So I need to go see, I already have to get the next color. So I just decided, no, this is my hobby. This is my thing. And I'm going to do whatever just looks and feels pretty to me. So if that means, you know, I like these like crazy, beautiful, colorful, gorgeous pictures, because I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I may frame some of them. I may not frame them. I don't know. I don't care. I just enjoy doing it. And so I think that just speaks to the journey, right? Like we always talk about with weight loss, like it's not about the destination. Yes, the destination is fun. It's nice to see it done, but especially with diamond painting, it is truly the journey that is the fun part of doing this. It's the actual process of doing the work and doing the painting that makes it so relaxing and enjoyable. So I don't care what I end up doing with these. I just do them because they're fun and they're pretty. So you got to just do you. You know what I'm saying? All right. I love this color. Oh, don't you love that sound when it hits the canvas? The little popping sound. It doesn't always do that, and I think sometimes it has to do with your putty or your wax, which I need a little bit more on my pen. And it's purple, the wax. Love it. So if you follow me on social media, Instagram and TikTok, and I've been proud of myself. I've been posting shorts here on YouTube as well. So make sure you're checking those out. But I posted a couple videos in the past week or so. So proud of her. So my daughter, who has type 1 diabetes, she wrote a children's book. This was an idea that she had a while ago, and she came up with the story. The plot is like all her, the names. She came up with all of this, and she wanted to write a story about a mermaid who gets diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And I was like, wait a second, is this your way of telling, you're trying to tell, like, it's a therapeutic way to tell her diagnosis story without her, like, you know, that's what she's doing here. And it's fantastic and it's amazing. And I helped her do it, and we got it onto Amazon KDP. That's where if you want to write a book, you can self-publish. And so that's what we've been doing. I just got the proofs back a week ago. Oh my, yeah, here it is. So for those of you can see on camera, this is what she looks like. It's called Rosie Sparklefin, the mermaid who found her sparkle with type 1 diabetes. And we just got the proofs back. It is absolutely adorable and precious, and I'm so proud of her. There's a couple of minor edits that I need to go make to the text, and then I literally just have to click a button and it'll be ready to sell on Amazon. So I will keep you posted. So I would love, if you're interested in purchasing one, that would be awesome. She'll be so excited about that. Excuse me. And I'm going to get some to take to her school to donate. And one of my friends was saying she was going to donate some to her local library. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. So I will definitely be looking into that in my area as well. Because this is a passion project. It is not about finances or monetizing or making money. It's really about the awareness that this brings and the accessibility and the inclusivity that others have when you read a book and you see yourself. Like when you see a mermaid who's wearing an insulin pump and a CGM, and you're a child who also has to wear these medical devices on your body, and no one else in your life, in your school, around you, is wearing those, it makes you feel seen. It makes you feel validated. It makes you feel like you're not different, right? And you're not standing out. And so that's what this is really about at the end of the day. And there's something so powerful. I hate when the wax does that. Like it just sticks. I need to get a little brush. There's something so incredibly powerful about seeing yourself in others, right? And having that inclusivity, and that is just amazing to another child who's living with diabetes, to open that book up and see, oh my God, there's this beautiful little mermaid and she's wearing the same things that I'm wearing. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And, whenever I see stories or books or characters or anything that are wearing diabetic devices, it is just makes my heart warm because I see the look it gives my daughter when she's like, oh my God, look, that character. Like there was a character in that Disney Red movie with the panda bear. oh, is that called? Oh my God, I can't think of the name of it now. But anyway, there was a character wearing a diabetic device. So it's everything. It really is. And so it would be awesome. And I'm not even sure how to go about this, but it would be awesome if that could be given to kids at diagnosis. So I know when she was diagnosed, we got this whole backpack, and there's a teddy bear you get from the nonprofit organization, formerly JDRF. They're now called Breakthrough T1D. And it had books, it had stickers, it had little things like that that really helped. And having those books about kids having diabetes or getting diabetes, it made such a difference in how we talked about things and how we could communicate things at home with a 4-year-old that was recently diagnosed. Stories and books can just take you to amazing places and do amazing things. And so I am so proud of her. I cannot wait for this to be available. I will definitely keep y'all posted. It'll be soon. I'm going to try to get it done this week so we can get it out there to the masses. But yeah, that would be so nice to deliver. Plus, we live by the beach, so like mermaids, she loves mermaids. Like, I decorated her nursery was all mermaid, and as she's gotten older, she's 8 now, we've been actually updating her room. It looks like such a little tween room now. It's so cute. But we've been updating it, and it's still mermaid theme. It's the mermaid grotto is the theme that we're going with, and it looks so cute. I'm going to post a video later this week kind of showing how we've done the makeover and all the things that I've gotten. It's all been off Amazon, so I will post that this week, and you guys will be able to see it. This wax is not holding. It's so annoying, and if I put too much, it's like all over the drills, and it's super annoying because then I gotta get like a little brush to brush it off later. And then if I don't put enough, I can't pick them up. I need to get, if you guys are diamond painters and you know of like a good putty or wax, please let me know, because this is not it. This is just like the whatever stuff that comes in the kits that you buy. So this feather is coming along nicely. I am hungry, you guys. It's almost lunchtime. I'm going to drink some water because sometimes when we're hungry, just drink water. It helps a lot. Oh, that's better. Okay. Oh, yeah. So in my son's room, he's 4. And in his room, the theme has always been... Wait, did I get all these? Yes, I did. All right, this is A21. So I'm going to put these back. His theme has been narwhals and whales since he was a baby, and it still is. And he wants to keep that, but also start adding in like some sharks too. So we'll start working on his room as well. But my daughter, she got a bunk bed this year. So it's not a super tall bunk bed. It's really cute. It looks like a house. It has like a roof, an A-frame like roof on top, and underneath is like a play area. You could put another bed, but it's a play area / little reading gaming nook for her. So that's what we've been having a lot of fun decorating too. And he wants the same bed. So the problem, or what makes the bed cool, is it also has a slide, which he will go in there and he will play like in her room. But do I trust him to have a bed with a slide in his room by himself at this point? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So he's going to have to wait a little while on that part. But, kids are crazy. Right now we're doing A1, and there are a bunch of those, and then I think I'll be done with this section. So anyway, but yeah, I'm hungry, and I am still on the tirzepatide GLP-1 injections. They help so much. But then I guess that's the beauty of it. And also what can be annoying is like you feel hungry, but then when you think about what you want to eat, literally nothing comes to mind. So I'm like, okay, for me, the easiest thing is to just have things already like, so I don't have to think about it in the moment. And I feel like that's one of the really big keys of weight loss is taking away the thought process. So whether that means you sitting down on Sunday and plotting out what you're going to eat this week or meal prepping. And let's be clear, like meal prepping does not mean you have to put a bunch of food in containers and take it with you. Meal prepping means looking at your calendar, looking at your schedule and saying, okay, I have meetings and appointments on these days. It is not realistic for me to come home and make dinner that night. So I'm going to definitely need to eat out, or I need to plan accordingly, and doing that in advance. Meal planning means going on the website for whatever restaurant that you're having a business dinner or a family dinner at and looking at the menu on Sunday when you're not hungry and you're not hangry and you're not in the moment and figuring it out now. That is also meal prepping. Everybody tries to like go balls to the wall, 0 to 100. And that's why you don't have like the success doesn't kick in or it doesn't last, because that is not real life. That is, see, I'm already needing wax again. So I have a meeting this afternoon. So I don't schedule client meetings when my husband is already at work, because if it was just Kat, it's one thing. Like I know she will just go on her tablet. She will stay quiet. If she needs anything, she can get it herself until I'm off the phone. You know what I mean? She's not going to like tear the house apart while I'm on a conference call. But with my son being only 4, it is just completely unpredictable. You might have an afternoon where he would sit there and do the same thing and not bother you and not make noise and not tear the house apart and not write on walls or do crazy shit. But it's so unpredictable. So I do not schedule any meetings when my husband is not home. Internal meetings like with colleagues or things like that where, you know, but if like one of the things I'm doing today is we're leading some focus groups for our learning needs analysis. And learning needs analysis is where you look at all their training materials, you talk to people, ask them how they feel like the training's going, what's missing, what's working well, all of that. So it's a lot of talking, a lot of focusing. It is a focus group. And so they scheduled it past the time that I normally, you know, I give them my availability for this client. Anyway, so this is after my normal availability. And I was like, that's fine as long as I'm not the main speaker. So I'm going to be the person like actually writing all the notes, because one person has to ask the questions. The other person like journals or writes down all the notes from the answers. So that's what I'm going to work on. And hopefully it goes well. I have ammunition, which is snacks on snacks on snacks. So we're talking about sour. My son's favorite thing is sour gummy worms. So, you know, we're going to prep him that we have this meeting. And it's crazy because they'll have their quiet time. Their quiet time in the afternoon is the same time as this meeting. But this would be the day. This would be the day. So we're just going to put good vibes out there that everything's going to go well. And it's only an hour. It'll only be an hour that I need him to like stay focused. So anyway, this is coming along. This isn't a huge diamond painting anyway. I think I'm done with that feather. So there's one special drill, 2 of them that I'm going to put on right now on that area. And then we'll be done. So let me know how you like the series. It's just another like catch up with, you know, we can catch up, we can chat, we can talk about things in between episodes, and we'll see how that goes. Right, number 2. Number 2 is A23. So last week I went to my Botox appointment, which I had not been in almost a year, which I started my Botox journey like 2 years ago now. And we'll never go, like, it's so worth it to me. Like, I am not one of these people who wants to age gracefully. I'm not interested in that. You do you, I'm gonna do me. But, I don't know. What I love about Botox is it just makes me feel and look like I slept. Makes me feel more refreshed. I don't do like a ton of it. Like, but so what I love about it, it's so funny because you'll get it done and you don't notice it like the first hour. You don't notice a ton even the first day, like just a little bit maybe. I'm doing A4, which is A25. Okay. But then all of a sudden, like a week later, and it can take up to 2 weeks for like the full effects. But all of a sudden a week later, you'll like look in the mirror and be like, oh, like your skin just looks more refreshed. It looks more smooth. It looks more healthy. And you're like, okay. So I had that moment last night when I was washing my face and doing my skincare routine at night. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not skipping this again. Like this is just something that makes me feel confident. It makes me feel pretty. It makes me feel put together. And that's how I feel about, getting work done on yourself. You do what makes you feel good. And people that have a problem with that, I don't care. You don't live in my body. You don't live in my face. So I really don't care what anybody thinks or says about that. And you shouldn't care either. And if that's what's holding you back from like what you want to do with yourself, And I have to say, if you are looking at a woman who's had, let's say, facial work done, injections, filler, Botox, surgery, maybe even a BBL, right? If you're looking at that person and you're feeling some type of way about it, and you're feeling angry or like, oh my God, why would she do that to herself? That's a you problem. And you need to look internally at yourself and be like, why is this so triggering to me? Why is it triggering me what another woman does on her body? Like, why does it bother you so much? And usually when people have such a problem with it, they have a problem with themselves. And just because you wouldn't do that to yourself or on yourself, you're not getting a reward or an award of the year by saying that out loud. It's like the same people that say, oh my God, why would you get Botox? You're so pretty. I never said I wasn't pretty, but I don't want to look worn out and tired and wrinkly. I don't. So if this is what makes me feel better about myself, who cares? And the same girls and women that say, why would you do Botox? Oh my God. They're the same people that always say, why are you so dressed up? Why are you wearing makeup? You're wearing makeup to the beach. You're wearing makeup to the pool. It's those bitches. It's always the same one. So if you're guilty of that, you need to look inside yourself and ask yourself why. Why do I care what someone else is doing to their body? And you're not like, no one's bowing down to you and going, oh my God, you wouldn't do that? Oh, cool. Like, no one cares. No one cares. All right. So I'm going to take my roller. Woo. And I'm going to roll this little feather out to make sure everything is sticking the way it needs to stick. This is coming along. I think, honestly, if I have enough time tonight, or let's just say by the end of the week, I'll have this done. The only thing about diamond painting is I love doing it, but I cannot sit for this long. So do make sure you take breaks and get up and stretch and move around. And also, it will kill your neck. So if you have tips on that too, I was seeing people talking about like getting like an upright easel or something that you could put this on. So I was like, oh, maybe that's a good idea. I don't know, but here's what I have done. So in the time that we were chit-chatting and podcasting, here, let me see. It's that small little feather up there. And I have 1, 2, 3 more feathers to go. And then what do you call the top part of the dream catcher? The top of the dream catcher. I'll call it that. So that's what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. I need to get ready for that meeting this afternoon, get my desk ready, get my sour gummy worm ammunition ready to go. And yeah, so make sure you guys are subscribed. If you're here on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. Even if you're not, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. You can use any podcast player app on your phone. Look for the Irresistible You podcast, and then make sure you are subscribed to the Irresistible You YouTube channel. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having an amazing week. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.